unnamed system. So let's talk about them. 97L, 40% chance to develop the next couple of days, but a better chance, 80% chance the next 5 days. It's because right now it's kind of in a hostile area in the southeastern Caribbean, but as it moves to the western part of the Caribbean, the conditions are going to be more environmentally tropical system, so it could develop into a tropical depression. And then this one looks even more likely to develop. It is likely to develop first, 90% chance in the next 48 hours, in the next 2 days, that it could be our next tropical depression. And it looks pretty impressive out here on the satellite imagery. The track, here are the spaghetti models, the tracks on both of them. This one is going to be moving through the Caribbean and then possibly into the Gulf if it remains organized. The stronger one, or the one that has a better chance of development, I shouldn't say stronger at this point because we don't know, but that track taking it towards Puerto Rico and then towards the southeastern U.S., but we're still quite a few days out on it, and there is a lot of discrepancy in those models, so our confidence is fairly low as to exactly where it's going to go, but it does bear watching, and we will have our eye on it the next few days. Next two names on the list are Laura and Marco. So we are now at number 12 and number 13 on the list. So we're going to be seeing our moisture levels go up kind of in a tropical range with dew points in the 70s towards the end of the week and the weekend. That's going to keep us wet. So the few showers out there tonight are going to be dissipating. Tomorrow we'll have some clouds and some cloud buildups during the afternoon, potentially some hail, gusty damaging winds, and frequent lightning with these storms as they move on in. And that continues throughout the evening. And then Thursday, a few more clouds earlier on. It'll be more overcast earlier in the day. And then we'll see more of those showers and storms popping up on our Thursday. Friday looks really active. Look at this widespread green on the map Friday afternoon. And Saturday, a 50% chance of those showers and storms. So an active few days ahead. Here's your 7-day forecast. A 40% chance on our Wednesday, 60% chance Thursday and Friday, and a 50% chance on Saturday. Temperatures being held down by all the rain into the mid-80s. That's pretty nice. And then it looks like we start to warm it up and rain chances go down to more scattered in nature at the beginning of next week.
A police department using some high technology to get drugs off the street. And this tool is so powerful it comes with a lot of restrictions. We'll show you how it works next.
Your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your
The Floyd County Police Department has a new high-tech way to fight drugs. It is so powerful, there are restrictions on when police can use it. John Chirick shows us how it all works.
Floyd County Police just started using this high-tech X-ray camera a couple of weeks ago. And already, Officer Baker Harbin, demonstrating it for me on his car, has used it in traffic stops 4 times to check for drugs the drivers had possibly concealed in hidden compartments in their vehicles.
There's very few places on a vehicle now that a smuggler could hide the contraband that won't see.
The device is so powerful, Officer Harbin is allowed to use it only if the driver consents or if Harbin has probable cause to search the vehicle.
It's literally just a point and shoot.
The device is made by Viken Detection for law enforcement and on the market for barely 3 years. CEO Jim Ryan tells me there are about 1,000 of them in use around the world now. The company just started giving the devices to police departments that can demonstrate a need in their communities. And the Floyd County Police Department is among the first to receive one for free, partly because of its own opioid crisis that has killed dozens of people in just the past 3 years.
And when we see drugs taken off the street, we'll be incredibly satisfied at the end of this. We've helped bring down drug addiction and drug overdose, and we're just getting started.
One more weapon in Floyd County's war to end the opioid crisis.
It is a distinction that makes you cringe. Researchers declaring you're more at risk for coronavirus here in Georgia than any other state. What you need to know to reduce your chance for exposure. Still ahead on Primetime.
Knees. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
New mask requirements are going to be a part of many children's school outfits this year. And while the added safety is a very good thing, it can also mean problems for students with disabilities. Marco Verluel introduces us to a unique way of protecting that will hopefully help kids mask up and keep it on in class.
Titan Design and Development is a manufacturing company that has had to pivot in the past several months.
Until we started doing the PPE stuff, we were a wheelchair accessory manufacturer.
Making over 300,000 masks, the owner saw a new need. Students going back to school will need masks, but most masks are made for adults, not kids.
I know the importance of having to see somebody's mouth when they're speaking to you. So as children are learning, or somebody with a hearing disability or an ailment, I wanted to come up with some type of hybrid.
The idea came from his own experience growing up hearing impaired.
It cleans up very easy. The top part is made of a skin-like material, so it's very soft, it doesn't sweat. We actually use this on wheelchair cushions.
This $3 hybrid mask and face shield is already becoming popular with other industries, says the designer.
People in hospitality are begging for them. Hairdressers are wanting them.
8 on Your Side spoke with the smaller Target demo about the masks, and they say they like that it doesn't hurt their ears or noses, allowing them to wear them almost all day.
Well, not all day. We usually take it out and put it on the table when we're eating lunch snack.
If he's sincere about it, it means the bully has backed off.
Right now on Primetime, the Postmaster General suddenly reversing course in the wake of widespread protest over planned changes at the United States Postal Service. How some Georgia lawmakers are weighing in.
And new evidence in a deadly police shooting. Video now public 4 years later after a man was shot and killed by a former Atlanta police officer. How this case could help other families find justice in the future.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
We're going to begin tonight with 2 metro communities tightening their COVID-19 precautions.
Yeah, Ron, so today both Smyrna and Sandy Springs issuing mask mandates requiring people to wear face coverings in public. This comes just days after Governor Kemp's executive order allowing local governments to issue mandates on government property once they reach certain levels of coronavirus cases. The order still allows private businesses to decide for themselves whether to require masks.
So this is a designation no state wants. Researchers declaring you're now more likely to get COVID-19 in our state of Georgia than any other state in the union. Now, we've been among the worst states for weeks, but this is the first time Georgia has landed at the top spot. Tracy Amick-Pierce spoke to an infectious disease expert about the counties with the highest risk.
COVID is alive and well, continues to spread in our communities.
Dr. Harry Hyman, epidemiologist for Georgia State University, says he is not surprised to see Georgia ranked as the #1 state for COVID exposure in 2 different assessments, one out of Harvard and one out of Georgia Tech.
Across virtually every county in Georgia, we have higher risk than people living in any other state.
According to the Harvard Global Health Institute, Georgia leads the country in positive cases, with more than 25 cases per 100,000 people. Breaking it down by county, Hancock, Gilmer, Newton, Cherokee, Gwinnett, Polk, Clayton, and Bartow are considered counties at a tipping point, meaning medical resources are close to becoming overwhelmed. Forsyth, Paulding, Fulton, Cobb, and DeKalb are considered counties with an accelerated spread, with stay-at-home orders and/or rigorous test and trace programs advised. Another research study out of Georgia Tech uses a different model but comes to the same conclusion. This model even has a tool where you can pick a county, then pick a group size to calculate your risk of being exposed to COVID. Hyman says it's widely believed that reported cases are far below the actual number because people without symptoms don't often get tested. So this tool even has a place where you can multiply the reported number by 5 or 10 to get a more accurate risk level. Hyman says you have the highest risk for exposure in bars, nightclubs, and other venues where you're eating or drinking indoors. He says we as a state need to make some changes.
There are clear steps that we need to take to improve our status, and at this point, we're not really taking them.
Hyman cautions that now is not the time to become complacent. He says actions like social distancing and wearing proper masks are key right now.
You know, context is so important when we look at the COVID-19 numbers, and today the Department of Public Health reported 67 new COVID-related deaths. Now that's down from the record highs we experienced this past week, but still 3 times higher than the numbers we were reporting just a month ago. As for new COVID cases, DPH reported a strong day of testing with 30,000 of results. About 9% or 2,800 people tested positive. Public health officials say the goal right now is to get that number down to 5%. 11Alive is working to keep you informed about the coronavirus in Georgia. You're going to find breakdowns of all the numbers, plus in-depth looks at the people and places most impacted by the virus is right there on the 11Alive app.
Today, the U.S. Postmaster General pulled back on cost-cutting measures that critics said would impact absentee and mail-in voting in the November election. Some of that criticism echoed through Georgia earlier today before that announcement with the group protesting the cuts in front of Senator David Perdue's Buckhead office. 11Alive's Doug Richards has more on what happens now.
The U.S. Postal Service and its predecessors is an agency on which the political parties have mostly agreed for hundreds of years until now.
Get out and vote.
President Trump and other Republicans had been calling for the Postal Service to cut its costs and operations, a call which coincided with the run-up to the November election. In Georgia, absentee ballots can be delivered by hand to drop boxes in some counties, but the vast majority get delivered by mail. And the majority of votes cast in Georgia's June primary were absentee. Congressman Doug Collins, a Trump supporter, says the proposed Postal Service cuts were worthwhile.
He was trying to make it more efficient and actually make sure that those ballots could get there. So I think it's gotten caught up in the election year politics more than anything else.
It's an attack on our very democracy.
Democratic Congressman Hank Johnson appeared in front of a post office this morning to denounce the cuts, saying the Postal Service was ground zero for this November's election. Democrats and Republicans do tend to agree on one thing, and that is that voters casting ballots this fall should consider voting options that do not depend on the U.S. Postal Service.
Atlanta police needs your help to find whoever could be responsible for a deadly shooting. It is one of the other big headlines we are following for you tonight. Michael Hurd was found shot to death just after midnight Friday inside an apartment on MLK Drive. Police sharing this photo of the victim with us today. Police don't have much information about the gunman, but Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward. You can make an anonymous tip. We have that information for you on 11alive.com. A boom in DIY home renovations during quarantine is really helping Home Depot's bottom line. Our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle say the store reported blowout sales and profits for the second quarter of 2020. Profits for the Atlanta-based chain were $4.3 billion. That is up more than 24% from this time last year. And another Atlanta-based company, Coca-Cola, employees will now have Election Day off to cast their ballot. Yesterday, the company sent a tweet responding to a challenge by comedian Sarah Silverman, urging several big companies to let people have the day off. Coca-Cola has also signed on with nonpartisan efforts known as Time to Vote to increase voter participation in the country's elections.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers. You know, we had a really quiet day out there today. Low humidity, no rain for the daytime hours, but now we've got a couple of showers that we're watching. We've got about 200 people on Facebook Live right now. A few people are saying that they're hearing thunder out toward Dallas. Terry Marino just said, I hear thunder in Smyrna. So let me show you what we're watching. And it's not really a big storm at all. It's just west of the city. It's not impacting a lot of people, but it is an area of rain with some thunder and lightning stretching from Mableton on down here to the Douglas and Fulton County line and the Cobb County line right in there where we have some of that heavier rain. So even though this is just right on top of South Cobb and on the Douglas and Fulton County line, a lot of people like over in Paulding County say that they were hearing that thunder, seeing the lightning from a distance, and this is drifting down toward the south. You can kind of see here it just kind of popped up there in Cobb County and is drifting down toward the south and the east. So it's on the west side of the perimeter. We're getting a little bit of lightning there. This could, here's the airport right here. It could get closer to the airport if it holds together, and maybe even inside the downtown area if that holds together. But I really think it's going to rain itself out and weaken just a little bit. Elsewhere, nothing else going on around Atlanta. We have some showers out over to the east of us. Here's Lake Oconee. This is just to the east east of Lake Oconee and Greene County, also Hancock County where they have a little bit of thunder and lightning, but nothing else over North Georgia. We're watching this system up in Tennessee and this down in South Georgia. This is going to move to the north and this is going to move to the south, and both of those systems together will give us a better chance for some of those scattered showers. Take a live look out there right now. I know this is kind of dark. This is from our tower cam there in Cobb County. I'm looking down into South Cobb right now. You can see some of those dark clouds. Every once in a while we can see a couple of flashes of lightning just a few minutes ago, but that lightning is starting to settle down a little bit right now. Stay with us. We'll keep an eye on that shower over on the west side and let you know about those additional rain chances moving our way, and check out the tropics in just a little bit.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a couple of minutes, sir. Tonight, the family of a man killed by an Atlanta police officer is releasing new video from that shooting with the criminal and civil cases still unresolved. And now they're calling on the mayor to take specific actions to bring closure. 11Alive Joe Henke explains, but folks, we want to warn you, the video may be very difficult to watch.
Attorneys for the family of Kane Rogers recently received this previously unreleased dash camera video. They say it shows now ex-Atlanta police officer James Burns responding as backup in 2016 to a call of a suspicious person connected to car break-ins at an apartment complex. The family's attorneys say Rogers committed no crime and is seen driving his own car as he passes Burns. Then Burns shoots him. Burns is charged with murder, but the case has not yet reached trial. His attorney previously said Burns is innocent and needed to make a 2-second decision. An internal affairs investigation found Rogers posed no threat. Rogers' family filed a wrongful death lawsuit in 2016 against the city of Atlanta, but court records show it has been paused until the criminal case is finalized.
It's all disrespectful.
The city fired Burns following the shooting, but Rogers' father says they never heard from then Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed or now Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Beyond painful that the city has yet to acknowledge us in any capacity.
Rogers' family and their attorneys say the mayor's office has failed to address past unresolved cases involving use of force by officers. They want to talk with the mayor, reach a settlement with the city for Rogers' death, and have Bottoms set up a commission to address unresolved past cases, something they see as separate from other task force recently recommending policy changes for police use of force cases.
And what we think is needed here in Atlanta is essentially a truth and reconciliation commission.
When asked to comment today, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms sent 11Alive this statement reading, "The fact that this incident occurred in 2016 before I was mayor, yet remains unresolved 4 years later, only highlights the need for urgent action and reform. My thoughts and prayers are with the family of Kane Rogers and every other family awaiting justice."
So, Joe, more than 4 years have passed now. Is there any timeline for when this case could go to trial?
Well, Cheryl, it doesn't appear the criminal case here will head to trial anytime soon. Various court proceedings held it up in the past. Now COVID-19 has stopped jury trials for the time being. And the judge assigned to this case and District Attorney Paul Howard in Fulton County, they're both leaving office soon.
You know, our Atticus investigation team continues following the Monroe Drive shooting as it winds its way through the justice system. And you're going to find our full series plus in-depth coverage of the chain of events in this particular case on 11alive.com.
2 school districts are taking steps to fix the problems families had with virtual learning on the first day of school. And Fulton County parents reported some minor lags there. The district says there are now more people to help answer phones at the tech support hotline. They also updated Microsoft Teams to fix issues that families were having with that app. DeKalb County Schools is also fixing an issue with the online registration. Bitmoji classrooms are the latest craze among teachers all across the country, instructing their students virtually. Think of it like a dollhouse, complete with rooms that contain bookshelves, desks, and even dogs. Using Bitmoji technology, educators are creating avatar images of themselves. 11Alive's Brittany Klein-Peter talked with the teacher in DeKalb County who launched her virtual classroom yesterday and gives us a closer look.
So I have lots of rooms with lots of things. So depending on the subject, I sort of have one for every day of the week. Usually lots of plants and dogs.
In this new era of digital learning, teachers are now using the time they'd formerly put into making bulletin boards and hanging posters into designing avatars for their virtual classrooms.
During the summer, when I just knew I had to learn some new online stuff, and it was sort of a distraction of like, well, I don't have to lesson plan, but I could learn how to do this.
DeKalb County teacher Tiffany Lester is one of a host of teachers creating interactive online classrooms to engage younger students. Lester teaches 5th grade at DeKalb Path Academy. She says she has been working through the summer to create her virtual classroom, complete with a cartoon version of herself and her dog.
He's a registered therapy dog and normally comes to school with me anyways. So he's sort of made it into every class.
Lester says that she sees a lot of benefits from the technology, including an unlimited budget.
Teachers are used to a budget that's like this big all the time, and now you have zero budget and you can get anything you want.
The DeKalb County teacher is a part of a Facebook group with hundreds of thousands of teachers from across the country that share ways to create a virtual classroom that caters to diversity and children with disabilities. Lester says she's taken these tips to heart in the creation of her classroom.
But just because you have the freedom to like do whatever you want in there, you still need to actually be thinking about the kids and not just decorating willy-nilly.
These educational fantasy lands are just one way that teachers across the country are really trying to keep the remote students engaged. Lester tells me that tomorrow she's going to host a Zoom meeting with her dog to introduce her entire 5th grade class to him. She's going to share stories about his training as well as how he became a therapy animal.
All right, straight ahead, kids playing inappropriate videos and exposing themselves on Zoom calls with their classmates. Next, the new obstacles schools are facing when it comes to virtual learning.
And don't forget, we are streaming for you right now on the 11Alive YouTube channel. Subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. More 11Alive news in primetime coming up after the break.
Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
We have a warning for parents and students tonight after a Henry County virtual class was interrupted by a wildly inappropriate moment. 11Alive's Latasha Givens explains.
Well, deputies say if students think streaming pornography is a prank during virtual classes, they should think again because it could have life-altering consequences. This Henry County PD post is getting a lot of attention on Facebook just one day after the school district began digital learning. It warns students, quote, if you stream pornography, nudity, or any sexual acts online, this is a crime. The school district told us the post was in reference to a high school student who shared inappropriate imagery during a remote class. We talked to attorney Paige Pate about the legal ramifications under Georgia law.
Let's say a student shares adult pornography on a webcam or in any way connected either with school or in private, doesn't matter. That is a misdemeanor offense under Georgia law. The person can go to jail for up to a year.
Pate says you can also be fined and have to register as a sex offender. And he says the consequences increase when it comes to child pornography, even if the teen takes an image of themselves.
Let's say a student took a suggestive picture of himself or herself and shared that with classmates. That is a felony offense. That is sexual exploitation. It is computer child pornography.
And Pate urges parents to be extra vigilant with their students' online activity, especially since now they have to be online for hours a day because of digital learning. He also recommends apps to track your students' online activities. Now, deputies tell us this case is being investigated and the appropriate action will be taken.
You know, Gwinnett County School District says a similar thing happened at a Parkview High School yesterday. They say a student allegedly got upset, started yelling profanities, and then exposed himself to the class online. The school says, like many other districts, they have gotten reports of inappropriate language, actions, and dress, and they say anything like that will be addressed as a disciplinary matter. And if there is any criminal activity, the school resource officer will get involved as well. And they also say the teacher did notify the parents.
Stand by. I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers, and I'm talking still with about 100 folks on Facebook Live, and a lot of people in between these two weather hits have been telling me what they're experiencing, and some folks are seeing and experiencing some of those showers that are on the west side. They're talking about the lightning in association with it. Here it is. You know, we made it through the daytime hours today with no rain. Now that it's nighttime, we've got just a shower here that we're watching on the west side, developed in Cobb County, moved down through Mableton. Now it's right there on the South Fulton line and Douglas County line, right on the west side of the perimeter, and that's where we have that pocket of heavy rain. Let me zoom into there really quick because I want to show those areas that are impacted by that heaviest rain. It's right now near Niskey Lake Road, Cascading Lane, 154, where we have that heaviest rain, and that's where we have some of the thunder and lightning. This is just to the west of Ben Hill. There's 285 right here. Where you can see on the west side of the perimeter where we have that heavier rain. And so many of you on the west side, up in Cobb County, even in Paulding County, Douglas, South Fulton, you're seeing that lightning from a distance and even maybe hearing some of the thunder. And this is how it's drifting down toward the south and east. I do believe it may get close to the airport in just a little bit, and then also there on the west side of the perimeter. Elsewhere, that's all that's going on. Nothing else is happening here in metro Atlanta. Over on the east side, right there near Lake Oconee, on the eastern shores of Lake Oconee, a little shower there in southern Greene County. And also, excuse me, into Hancock County, some thunder and lightning. That shows signs of weakening. And then to the south, we have some showers down here in South Georgia, along the east coast here of Georgia. And those are going to start pushing back up to the north, closer to us, giving us a little more moisture, as well as this next front that's moving in. That has some moisture with it. That's going to move our way tomorrow. Both of those systems will increase our chances for rain. Take a live look out there right now. This is our tower cam. I showed you this a little bit earlier. I've moved this camera at Truist Park to be looking down more toward the south, where I have been seeing just a couple of flashes of lightning in the distance from those storms that I just mentioned there on the Douglas and Fulton County line. Not seeing a lot of that lightning out there right now, but I've just kind of been keeping an eye on that to see if we see any of those flashes there from the distance. Not a severe storm or anything, just some of those pockets of heavy rain with that system moving through. Now, you notice the drier air in place today. Kind of gave us a more refreshing feel this morning, with Atlanta going down to 70, but a lot of you outside the city were in the 60s. Kind of felt nice out there, but now the moisture returns, not only with the humidity, but the rain chances. So we're going to keep that humidity with us through the weekend and even in the beginning of next week. Right now, 83 degrees is our temperature. Carrollton, you're 76. Peachtree City, 76. Outside the city, it is a little bit cooler. But we will see these temperatures falling, holding in the 80s maybe till about 11, and then falling into those lower 70s here by tomorrow morning with mainly dry conditions. We just have to get rid of that lone shower there over on the Douglas and Fulton County line. I do think we'll get up to 89 tomorrow. Today's high was actually 92. Tomorrow, 89 with a few more clouds, better chance for scattered showers. We're going to give that a 6 on the wasometer. Here's the forecast track. You can see the dry start in the morning. Lunchtime is still dry with a few clouds, and then there we go. In the afternoon, just back to that pattern of those afternoon and evening scattered showers developing, and that rain chance is going to linger with us. The afternoon showers for Thursday and Friday with a 60% chance for rain. And with those higher rain chances, I do think it's going to be a little bit cooler with high temperatures in the mid-80s Thursday and Friday, and then a 50% chance for showers Saturday. So the rain chance comes down a little bit, but not a lot. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, a 30% chance for rain. After seeing temperatures in the mid-80s here for the next few days, it'll go back to the upper 80s for the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Thousands of Georgians are filing for unemployment every week. And as the claims pile up, the risk of long-term unemployment are rising too. Next on Primetime, we'll break down the numbers.
from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks.
Nearly 74,000 Georgians filed for unemployment the last week of July, but more than 600,000 Georgians have filed continuing claims each week since the middle of April. And economists consider long-term unemployment to last longer than 26 weeks. So what are the financial impacts of being out of work for this long? First, those who are jobless for this length of time likely have spent their savings and taken on debt just for everyday expenses, according to Till Von Watcher, an economics professor at the University of California. Long unemployment periods can really damage the probability that you will find new job opportunities, and that new job usually comes with lower pay. Currently, the nation's unemployment rate is 10.2%, and that is higher than the Great Recession peak. In July alone, the number of people who have been unemployed for 15 to 26 weeks, that went up by 4.6 million, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So this time frame doesn't technically fall into the long-term unemployment category. However, with 3 times as many people unemployed as there are jobs available, this is a really big issue. Unemployment benefits have really helped to absorb some of the financial impact. Georgia offers up to 5 months of benefits, and Congress extended that by 13 weeks with the Pandemic Emergency Employment Compensation Program. Additionally, Georgia offers an extended benefits program with an added 13 to 20 weeks of aid. Nationwide, the number of people getting benefits through programs like these show that they are nearing the end of their aid, and this current recession is disproportionately affecting lower wage workers as the service industry has been hit really hard by the pandemic. In early August, the president signed a measure to give an additional $300 in federal unemployment subsidy to those getting benefits. So far, 7 states have been approved to offer it, and Georgia is not one of them. If you are looking for a job, we do have a full list of companies hiring. Just visit our website, 11alive.com. An Atlanta man dies while in police custody, pleading with people nearby. He told them he couldn't breathe. Our Reveal investigators have uncovered new evidence that his death could have been prevented. The full investigation next.
For $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both.
Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks.
Throwing up, collapsing, and begging for his life, saying, "I cannot breathe." Video you'll only see on 11Alive shows an Atlanta man just hours before he died while in police custody with nurses standing by. And instead of taking him to the hospital, the Cobb County Detention Center put him in a padded room to die.
The medical examiner ruled his death natural. Reveal investigator Andy Parati uncovered evidence showing the man's death, it could have been prevented. We do want to warn you, some viewers might find video in this story disturbing.
Infirmary, Yvette speaking, may I help you?
We have a guy named Wingo Cavell. He has been throwing up for a while now since we came on shift.
You seen it?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen him throwing up.
From the moment he stepped inside the Cobb County Jail, nearly everyone thought Cavell Wingo was sick. Everyone, that is, except those who needed to believe him the most.
I'm sending you one down. He's on the way. He's like laying on the floor screaming. He's sweating. He said he's got abdominal pain. He can't fake this.
Video recorded inside the jail in September 2019 has no sound, but interviews conducted by investigators with deputies and nursing staff paint a picture of what happened the night Wingo died.
He was asking for help. He was standing at the glass, repeatedly asking for help, and then he could not breathe. And he actually fell backwards onto the floor and crawled to the window and was asking again, begging for help, and they could not breathe.
When he yelled at me, or he was yelling in the subblock, he said, "I need to go to the hospital. I can't breathe."
I talked to him for a minute, and I was like, but if you're hollering, you are breathing. So once he banged on the door, he fell back, because I'm assuming he couldn't breathe. I saw him fall back.
It started just before midnight on September 28th when a deputy transferred Wingo to the infirmary after complaining of severe abdominal pain caused by an ulcer. Wingo was in custody for drug possession.
He was saying, I'm not going to make it. I'm finna fall out the wheelchair. And I was kind of like, telling him, like, no, you're going to be all right, we're almost there.
Records show for more than 7 hours, the 36-year-old father of 3 repeatedly begged to be sent to the hospital. Jail video shows him collapsing in his cell at least 5 times. A charge nurse named Annalene Visser said she believed Wingo was detoxing and only wanted to go to the hospital because he was drug seeking. She refused to take his vitals or allow anyone else to do it.
Me and the secretary, Tiana Bose, asked the charge nurse, Annalene, hey, he's asking for help, can we help?
Yeah.
She said no.
The charge nurse then requested deputies send Wingo to a padded isolation room. After growing tired of hearing him complain, he was slowly dying.
Hi, do you have a pad open? I got an idiot over here playing games. He's trying to get to the hospital, so he's just playing around.
When a deputy opens his cell, Wingo collapses to the floor. It takes a deputy 9 minutes to pick him up. When he's put inside the padded room, they strip him of his clothes, leave 2 cups of water inside, and close the door. Jail policy requires staff to look inside isolation rooms every 15 minutes.
Did you look in the cell door? Yes. Did you look in the window? Yes.
But the jail video shows that's not what happened. When it's time to check on Wingo, the deputy never looks inside 2 different times. A short time later, Wingo is found cold to the touch, not breathing, dead at 9:51 in the morning. Tiffany Wingo is Cavell's sister.
At the end of the day, I felt like he shouldn't have died like that. Like, he died alone. He died in the room screaming for help, and he asking y'all for help. And then at the end, y'all tried to give him help, and which it was too late.
Kiara is Wingo's daughter.
How could so many people sit around and just watch somebody suffer like that and not help?
The charge nurse claims she never heard staff say Wingo couldn't breathe, and she didn't check his vitals because he was rowdy.
Explain rowdy. He was loud, he was, I don't know what he was saying. He was just disruptive.
Timothy Gardner is the family's attorney.
He wasn't loud, he wasn't disruptive, he was in pain. She also claims that he was fighting other inmates. He wasn't fighting other inmates, he was fighting for his life. And she chose to even observe that.
Not even sheriff investigators believe the charge nurse.
You said that if somebody's acting out, you don't take their vitals. But we've seen the video, and I've yet to see him throughout the video acting out at all.
This past June, the sheriff's department concluded its investigation, finding no crime committed or jail policy violated. The medical examiner ruled his death natural, caused by a perforated gastric ulcer. No drugs found in his system.
At the end of the day, they just didn't care. There was nothing he could have done to make them care. It's who they are. It's criminal, quite honestly. If you're entrusted to care for someone, just like if you had to care for an elderly parent or a child, and you failed to care for that person when they were telling you they were sick, and then you chose to put that person in a corner in a closet and ignore their cries for help despite the clear signs that these people were in distress, and they died, then you're going to be held accountable. That's a crime. And their behavior makes you question not only their responsibilities as nurses and sworn officers, but as human beings.
The investigation into Wingo's death and the detention center continues tonight. Reveal investigator Andy Parati digs into the history of complaints about that detention facility, and a jail nurse expert weighs in on what she believes the nurses did wrong.
This man is a walking time bomb, and they put him in a cell and left him there. That's pretty disturbing. I mean, you watch that video, and it's the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
Hear more from her tonight at 11 on Up Late on 11 Alive.
We continue to watch that lone shower over on the west side. It's not impacting a lot of people, but the people that it's impacting, it's really has a lot of heavy rain with it. Here's the west side of the perimeter. This is right just outside of the perimeter here. It was over the Fulton and Douglas County line. It was in South Cobb a little bit earlier with some of that thunder and lightning, and it's drifting down toward the south and east, just north of Fairburn, also north and west of Forest Park. It's west of the airport. I think this is going to keep moving kind of down this direction toward the south and east with some of that heavy rain and lightning. You can see a good amount of lightning with this, and we've been seeing some of this from our tower cams. The heaviest action right now is right there that you see here. Again, I mentioned this is just to the west of East Point. And this white line that you see right here is the west side of the perimeter, so it's just to the west of that where you have that thunder and lightning that is moving through. Also, this area of rain that we were watching over in Hancock County, just to the east of Lake Oconee, that's falling apart. It had some thunder and lightning with it earlier. That's all that we have over North Georgia. Now, we do have more rain in South Georgia. That moisture is going to start pushing back to the north, and then this system here in Tennessee is going to push some moisture in from the north, so our rain chances tomorrow will be increasing. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about football right now as the NFL season gets a little bit closer. Today was the first day of full pads for the Falcons. Running back Todd Gurley among those who got the day off today, and some of the Falcons were looking forward to mixing it up a little bit. Alex Glaze has a lot more from Flowery Branch.
Today was the first day of full pads for the Falcons, and Dan Quinn said it's also the beginning of an important 3-day stretch for his team. Now, the Falcons have done plenty of virtual learning over the past couple of weeks. Now it's time to apply that learning on the field. Quinn said these padded days are important for the linemen, especially rookies like Marlon Davidson.
He's been in pads in like 282 days, I want to say, somewhere around that. You know, it's been a very long time. So when you put them pads on, you know, people start to come out the woodworks and be like, you know, hey, it's time to go now.
Davidson was drafted in the second round, and one thing was apparent to Quinn as soon as he met Davidson. The guy loves some football.
It shows in his play, and, you know, from the scouts who went to practice, it shows in the way he practiced, and then being around him and, you know, hear him talk about different techniques or things he's been involved with. It just came across so strong and clear about how much he loved to compete.
Davidson will play multiple spots on the defensive line this year, and with this being such an unusual offseason, he's leaning on a couple of veterans to keep him sharp.
Grady Jarrett, Tyler Davidson, John Kaminsky, Deidre Sinai, Alan Bailey, Chris, Charles Harris. You got Dante Fowler, you got the Tat McKinley's. You know, I'm leaning on everybody. I need to know something different from everybody. They need to tell me something. I need help. You know what I mean? How I can be great? Sure, I'll take it.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both? Both.
Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back, everyone. Metro Atlanta students are heading back to school virtually on Monday, and for some students, learning online will come with some difficulties. The new superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, Dr. Lisa Herring, talks about how the district will work to serve families struggling during this time.
Our goal is to provide the most fulfilling educational experience for every student in our district, while also participating in interactive virtual instruction.
With online learning, there is growing concern some students may fall behind. Learning virtually can be challenging for many Hispanic students whose first language is not English. Hispanic students make up about 16% of APS's population. The district plans to launch an Espanol Facebook page for families to keep up to date.
Is because we recognize the importance of making information available, all information available for families in the language in which they are most familiar and comfortable.
The district plans to continue to provide meals each week to students who are in the need of meals. 78% of the students who attend Atlanta Public Schools have free or reduced lunch meals. 5 meals for breakfast and 5 meals for lunch. The district extended the deadline for families to pre-order meals through midnight tonight.
So the school district has been very dedicated to making certain that we make meals available to all children in our community who needs them.
So here's how it works, folks. Families can pre-order meals on the My School Bucks online pre-order system found on the school nutrition page on the district's website. The superintendent also encourages families who need internet access to devices to contact their school immediately to ensure students have exactly what they need to learn.
A 5-year-old boy so frustrated with digital learning, he just put his head down and started to cry. This photo of a Coweta County kindergartner went viral because so many families are feeling the same way. We are Where Atlanta Speaks, and we want to hear your experience with virtual learning. Did it look like this? Caitlin Ross talked to this child's parents about how challenging this is for young learners.
Jana Coombs is just as frustrated with virtual learning as her 5-year-old son.
I just took that picture because I wanted people to see reality, and then he came over and we hugged, and I was crying right along with him.
She described the first day of virtual learning as chaos, trying to also manage a 2nd and 4th grader in online school and a 7-month-old infant.
Getting 5,000 emails a day from all their teachers, trying to keep up is
different apps, different platforms, different links.
Different
Half
codes.
the links don't work.
They don't, you're running from one laptop to another.
Her husband Luke says all 3 of their children in online school are missing out. They want their kids back to school face to face.
A lot of what they're learning is getting lost in translation because there's not interaction on a personal level.
Sylvan education expert Michelle Klein says they're not alone.
I get phone calls all the time of parents literally in tears who are saying, I don't know what to do because I'm not a teacher.
She has a doctorate in education and offered these 7 tips to make the experience better for young kids. Establish a set schedule every day. Set an expectation for what online learning looks like, so no school in your pajamas. Set daily and weekly agendas and goals. Use positive reinforcement. Try and break up screen time into smaller increments. Encourage independence in learning. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Ty Lewis at Educationally Speaking says it's also important to pour into your children each day.
a lot of us wake up in the morning and we know how we are when we're getting ready for our jobs and we're like, I don't want to go. But if your child wakes up and they feel that same energy from you, they're going to start the day like that. So affirm them, pour into them, say, you are amazing, you are gifted, you're going to have a great day at school today.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11Alive Storm Trackers. You've been seeing this crawl that just started running across your screen just a few minutes ago. That storm that I was tracking for you over on the west side, south and west of Atlanta, has just prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not very large, but it is a strong one out there with some winds of 60 miles an hour, and it even has the potential of quarter-size hail. So they have just issued a severe thunderstorm warning with this. We were tracking this coming out of Cobb County through Douglas, and it's still holding together, moving very slowly down toward the south and east with a lot of thunder and lightning with it. Now, what's interesting is it's on a lot of county lines here, so it's going to impact parts of Clayton, just that little bit of Clayton County, the northern parts of Fayette. It's over South Fulton right now, so that's the biggest part where it's located, and then also the extreme northwestern or northeastern corner of Coweta County as this moves down toward the south and the east toward Fairburn. And again, the main threats with this: heavy rain, thunder and lightning, as well as 60-mile-an-hour winds and some hail in association with it. Here we are in Atlanta. This is just to the west of Atlanta, right there on the west side of the perimeter, moving very slowly. It doesn't have a lot of movement with it. It's most likely going to rain itself out as it pushes down to the south. We have about 19 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. I want to just kind of ask our director, if you can, in a few minutes, let me know if you can get remote 32, our airport cam. I want to check that out in just a second, but let me know if you can get that for me and we'll pop it up. Here's that heaviest rain that we have. Again, this white line is the 285, the west side of 285. So this is just to the west of that with that heaviest rain. And again, pushing down toward the south. So be prepared for that for the rest of South Fulton, also into Fayette County as that drifts down into your direction, the northern parts of Coweta County as well. Now, we had some other showers over on the east side, just to the east of Lake Oconee. Those are falling apart. Nothing else is going on over North Georgia. This is that one lone shower, and it just happens to be severe out there. I see, let's go to remote 32 right now. This is our airport tower cam. I want you to see what we've got going on out there right now, where I just saw a couple of flashes of lightning on that camera. I can see it in the other monitor that's over on the side. There we go. This is our airport tower cam, a remote 32. I want to hold on this for just a second because I just saw a few lightning strikes with this, or lightning flashes with this, because all of those storms are near the airport and just to the west of the airport. Of course, right when we take this, of course, we don't see any of those lightning flashes out there right now. Let's take another look. Let's go back to the, here we go. This is our Coweta County tower cam here. Okay, there you see a couple of those lightning strikes there from the distance. Now, this is kind of far south, so we're looking really far to the north in the distance to see a couple of those flashes of lightning. But it is pretty active out there with plenty of lightning strikes in the distance on the southwest side of Atlanta right now. Now, it got hot today. We got up to 92. We should be around 88 for this time of year, but that 92 actually felt like 92 because we didn't really have a lot of humidity around, so it didn't feel like it was in, near 100 or anything like that. The moisture's returning, rain chances are going up, and of course we're watching those tropical systems out there in the Atlantic as well. We'll talk more about that at 10. Tomorrow, 40% chance for showers, temperatures up to about 89 degrees, 60% chance for showers Thursday and Friday with highs in the mid-80s. Mid-80s again on Saturday with a 50% chance for showers, so it comes down a little bit. And then lower rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 30%. The temperatures return to the upper 80s.
The coronavirus changed the way a lot of families prepared to go back to school. Even though a lot of students are staying home, parents are spending just as much as they did last year for school supplies. Jerry Carnes connects COVID-19 to back-to-school spending.
Spending for school isn't coming to an end just because many children won't start in a traditional classroom, but it appears parents are changing their spending habits. Here's the connection between COVID-19 and back-to-school spending. The accounting firm Deloitte conducted a back-to-school survey and found that generally parents plan to spend as much as they did last year. That's an average of about $529 a student here in the United States. Spending on clothing will drop about 17% according to the survey. Instead of clothes, families plan to invest in technology. More than half of the parents surveyed plan to increase their spending on tools for virtual learning. Families with elementary, middle, and high school children plan to spend 28% more on computers, tablets, and smartphones. They also plan to spend as much as $46 a child on items like sanitizers and wipes.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers.
Well, one Georgia college professor's encounter with a shark was not dangerous or scary, but it has earned him a rare and prestigious honor. Because the shark is actually 35 million years old, it's a fossil, paleontologist Dr. Dennis Parmley unearthed the ancient shark teeth in an old mine in Wilkinson County, Georgia. Now the newly discovered shark will be named after the professor, Professor Parmley. Now this is a rare honor and a tribute to his decades of research. His findings also show Middle Georgia was once a coastal region. The mine was rich in whale and fish bones.
Still watching that severe thunderstorm south and west of the city. It's impacting those areas of South Fulton, northern Coweta, northern Fayette, western parts of Clayton County, and really far western Douglas. I really think Douglas County is going to be taken out of this for a few minutes. Heavy rain, thunder and lightning there, and some small hail, and that's drifting down to the south. We'll have more on that for you at the top of the newscast at 10 o'clock too.
All right, Primetime rolls on at 10, and we'll see you over on 11Alive for Up Late at 11. Good night.
.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
11Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
Georgia has the worst COVID-19 transmission rate in the country. Tonight, we're breaking down the latest data.
And a photo shows just how hard virtual learning can be for young children. We asked experts how to make it a little bit easier.
Plus, new evidence in a deadly police shooting. Video now public 4 years after a man was shot and killed by a former Atlanta police officer. How this case could help other families find justice in the future.
But first, we begin with some severe weather in parts of our viewing area. We get right over to our chief, our meteorologist, Chris Holcomb.
Yeah, Jeff, we only have one thunderstorm out there right now, but that one storm is very strong, and that's what has prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. This is just to the south and west of Atlanta, where you see this yellow polygon right here. It includes parts of far western Douglas County. I really think they're going to take Douglas County out of this in a minute because the storm is really more over into South Fulton. That's going to move down into the northeastern parts of Coweta County, northern parts of Fayette County, and the western parts here of Clayton County. Those are the areas that are in the severe thunderstorm warning until 10:30. Again, Clayton, Coweta, Fayette, and also into Fulton County here. This is just an area of very heavy rain with thunder and lightning, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and some small hail. We have 29 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes just out of that one small area right there. Here's the west side of the perimeter. This isn't really moving that much at all. It's just going to rain itself out, but it's very stormy where this is. From Ben Hill to Campbellton over toward the Red Oak area in Union City, again pushing down toward the south. You can see that motion here as it moves down to the south. Elsewhere, nothing else is going on here in metro Atlanta. We had some showers near Lake Oconee. Those have fallen apart. And then showers in South Georgia will start moving our way, and in in Tennessee will start moving our way too. Here is a tower cam in Coweta County. We're looking here toward the north, and every once in a while we can see some of that lightning in the distance here over the courthouse. Let me show you another tower cam. This is down at the airport, where of course I know that looks dark there, but we are seeing some occasional lightning strikes there from the distance, as this is just to the west of the airport. Ooh, there you go. You see some of those lightning strikes right there. Stay with us. We're going to keep watching that cell as it moves to the south and should be weakening soon, but we'll keep an eye on it for you and have more in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Happening right now, the second night of the Democratic National Convention. This is a live look at a virtual event that is going on right now. Some familiar Georgia faces were on the digital stage.
Former gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams, who was on Joe Biden's vice presidential shortlist, she spoke less than an hour ago.
So our choice is clear. A steady, experienced public servant who can lead us out of this crisis just like he's done before. Or a man who only knows how to deny and distract. A leader who cares about our families, or a president who only cares about himself. We know Joe Biden. America, we need Joe Biden.
Since the 2018 governor's race, Abrams' national profile has really continued to rise. She created the national voting rights organization called Fair Fight and was the first black woman and the first Georgian to deliver a response to the State of the Union address. Abrams went to school in DeKalb County before receiving degrees from Spelman and Yale Law. Coming up tonight on Up Late at 11 over on 11Alive, you're also going to hear from former President Jimmy Carter, former acting U.S. Attorney General Sally Yates, and State Representative Sam Park.
All right, now the very latest on COVID-19. Researchers now say you are more likely to get COVID-19 in Georgia than any other state in the United States.
Pretty scary to hear. We have been among the worst states for weeks, but this is the first time Georgia has landed in the top spot. Tracy A. McPeer has a look at the counties with the highest risk.
COVID is alive and well. Continues to spread in our communities.
Dr. Harry Hyman, epidemiologist for Georgia State University, says he is not surprised to see Georgia ranked as the #1 state for COVID exposure in 2 different assessments, one out of Harvard and one out of Georgia Tech.
Across virtually every county in Georgia, we have higher risk than people living in any other state.
According to the Harvard Global Health Institute, Georgia leads the country in positive cases, with more than 25 cases per 100,000 people. Breaking it down by county, Hancock, Gilmer, Newton, Cherokee, Gwinnett, Polk, Clayton, and Bartow are considered counties at a tipping point, meaning medical resources are close to becoming overwhelmed. Forsyth, Paulding, Fulton, Cobb, and DeKalb are considered counties with an accelerated spread, with stay-at-home orders and/or rigorous test and trace programs advised. Another research study out of Georgia Tech uses a different model but comes to the same conclusion. This model even has a tool where you can pick a county, then pick a group size to calculate your risk of being exposed to COVID. Hyman says it's widely believed that reported cases are far below the actual number because people without symptoms don't often get tested. So this tool even has a place where you can multiply the reported number by 5 or 10 to get a more accurate risk level. Hyman says you have the highest risk for exposure in bars, nightclubs, and other venues where you're eating or drinking indoors. He says we as a state need to make some changes.
There are clear steps that we need to take to improve our status, and at this point, we're not really taking them.
Hyman cautions that now is not the time to become complacent. He says actions like social distancing and wearing proper masks are key right now.
Another day of virtual learning for families across the metro has a lot of people asking tonight, how much longer until school districts open back up for in-person classes? There were 2,800 new COVID cases reported today. That's higher than the past 2 days, but certainly below our current average. The number of active patients also continues to inch down, with almost 2,600 people at the hospital right now receiving care for the virus. In the past 2 weeks since schools started to reopen, more than 3,500 school-age children have been diagnosed with COVID. 2 have died and 38 have gone to the hospital for treatment.
A 5-year-old boy so frustrated with digital learning that he put his head down and then he just started to cry. This photo of a Coweta County kindergartner went viral because a lot of families are feeling the very same way. So this is where Atlanta speaks, and we want to hear your experience with virtual learning. Did it look like this in your home? Hopefully not. Caitlin Ross talked to this child's parents about how challenging it is to be a young person trying to figure out all that's going on in the world right now.
Jenna Coombs is just as frustrated with virtual learning as her 5-year-old son.
I just took that picture because I wanted people to see reality, and then he came over and we hugged, and I was crying right along with him.
She described the first day of virtual learning as chaos, trying to also manage a 2nd and 4th grader in online school and a 7-month-old infant.
Getting 5,000 emails a day from all their teachers, trying to keep up is
different apps, different platforms, different links.
Different
Half the
codes
links don't work.
They don't, yeah, you're running from one laptop to another.
Her husband Luke says all 3 of their children in online school are missing out. They want their kids back to school face to face.
A lot of what they're learning is getting lost in translation because there's not interaction on a personal level.
Sylvan education expert Michelle Klein says they're not alone.
I get phone calls all the time of parents literally in tears who are saying, I don't know what to do because I'm not a teacher.
She has a doctorate in education and offered these 7 tips to make the experience better for young kids. Establish a set schedule every day. Set an expectation for what online learning looks like, so no school in your pajamas. Set daily and weekly agendas and goals. Use positive reinforcement. Try and break up screen time into smaller increments. Encourage independence in learning. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Ty Lewis at Educationally Speaking says it's also important to pour into your children each day.
A lot of us wake up in the morning and we know how we are when we're getting ready for our jobs and we're like, I don't want to go. But if your child wakes up and they feel that same energy from you, they're going to start the day like that. So affirm them, pour into them, say, you are amazing, you are gifted, you're going to have a great day at school today.
New video released today from a deadly police shooting in Atlanta. James Burns was fired and charged with murdering Kane Rogers, with the investigation raising a lot of questions about how Rogers was shot. For the last 4 years, we have repeatedly asked investigators and prosecutors for the video ourselves, to no avail, with the case still tied up in court. Today, attorneys for Rogers' family shared the video with 11Alive's Joe Hankey, and we do want to warn you, it may be tough to watch.
Monroe Drive here is where the shooting took place back in 2016, and attorneys for Kane Rogers' family say he was driving his own car, committed no crime, and the video they released today, they say, shows he did not deserve to be shot. Attorneys for Rogers' family shared this dash cam video today after fighting for years to receive it as part of a wrongful death lawsuit. Investigators previously told 11Alive Atlanta officer James Burns responded as backup to a call of a suspicious person related to car break-ins at an apartment complex. The dash cam video shows Burns pulling onto Monroe Drive as Rogers drives down the street. Burns fired a shot into the passing car, striking Rogers in the head. Rogers' father says with videos of Rayshard Brooks and George Floyd top of mind, he struggles to watch this video.
Hard to watch it because you start to wonder when will it end.
In a press conference, attorneys for the family said the video shows Rogers posed no threat.
What happened is James Burns made assumptions as Mr. Rogers was driving away that he was involved in something that the evidence strongly suggests he was not.
Burns was indicted and charged with felony murder. His attorney previously said Burns is innocent and needed to make a 2-second decision. Back in 2016, Burns told investigators that Rogers tried to run him over, but an internal affairs investigation found Rogers posed no threat. Over the past 4+ years, legal challenges and motions have slowed down the case, and it has yet to reach trial. The wrongful death lawsuit filed by Rogers' family against the city of Atlanta in 2016 is on pause, court records show, until the criminal case is finalized. Kane Rogers' father says no one from the city nor the mayor's office has ever contacted them immediately after the shooting or ever since.
Beyond painful that the city has yet to acknowledge us in any capacity.
And the family says Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is taking actions to hopefully prevent future excessive force cases involving APD, but they say the mayor's office has failed to take responsibility for past wrongdoings by its officers.
Atlanta police need your help to find whomever may be responsible for a deadly shooting. Michael Hurd was found shot to death just after midnight on Friday inside an apartment on MLK Drive. Police sharing this photo of the victim with us today. Police do not have much information about the gunman, but Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward. You can make an anonymous tip, and we have that hotline number for you on 11alive.com.
Kids playing inappropriate videos and exposing themselves on Zoom meetings with their classmates. Next, the new obstacles schools are facing and technical steps that could prevent this from happening.
Appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions.
Teachers are adapting to online classrooms, and that means dealing with new ways that pranksters and kids are trying to interrupt classes.
Henry County School says a high school student posted inappropriate imagery during an online class. Now police have a warning for students tonight. Henry County Police posted this message on social media. It warns students if they stream porn in online classes, they will face life-altering charges. And Gwinnett County School says a Parkview High School student started cussing in an online class, then exposed themselves. Chanu Hur got answers from a tech expert to keep kids safe during the age of virtual classrooms.
It's become our norm learning virtually, but even in the safety of our homes, we can become victims to online criminals, even during class.
The footprint of attack is changing.
Tony Ucida Velez is the CEO of Versprite, a cybersecurity consulting firm in Atlanta.
Cyber criminals are simply shifting their targets, and that's what's happening. They're looking for ways in order to spy on individuals, spy on corporations, get more embedded into the learning aspects.
He says many schools are turning to Zoom to host classes. If both the hosts and attendees do their part, security can be tightened. As a host, he says many of the security responsibilities fall on you.
Using things like a lobby in order to prevent someone from just jumping into your Zoom call, or a unique password per meeting.
Hosts can enable a lobby in this pop-up menu from the security icon at the bottom of the screen. On Zoom's website, it also suggests locking the meeting once all attendees are in.
Cyber criminals are trying to understand their victims, their online usage, what they're using, what their names are, what their likes are, what their preferences are.
Ucida Velez suggests having a talk with teachers and seeing if students can use either an agreed upon alias or just initials.
To make sure that your information footprint is as low as possible.
11Alive talked with an attorney about the legal ramifications under Georgia law of inappropriate situations like this. You can also be fined and have to register as a sex offender. Experts say the consequences increase when it comes to child pornography, even if the teen takes an image of themselves.
We still have that severe thunderstorm warning that is south and west of Atlanta right now. This is going to be in effect until about 10:30, and it's not really moving that much at all. It is just drifting down toward the south and toward the east, and really the heaviest activity right now is right around Fairburn, the west side of the perimeter. It does look like it's starting to shrink a little bit, but we still have a lot of lightning in association with it. You can see here it's in effect for Clayton County, that far western part of Clayton, the northern parts of Fayette, northeastern parts of Coweta, central Fulton. I know Douglas County, you're still in this, but I really think they should have taken you out of it, because really this is well to the not really in western parts of Douglas anymore, and it's moving down toward the south. We have about 26 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. We also had some reports of some hail with this earlier, and those winds of 60 miles an hour. Here's where the heaviest rain is right now. Earlier this was up around Ben Hill. Now you can see it just to the west of Red Oak. Here's Union City, right near Jones Road, over Highway 92 here, moving not too far off from Buffington Road and west of Flat Shoals Road, and that's pushing down toward the south and to the east. So it's about to move into the northern parts of Clayton County with that heavier rain, but we do see signs that this is weakening somewhat, so we hope that this will expire as expected at 10:30, and I don't think they'll have to issue another one. And that's the only storm we have out there. It just happens to be severe. There's nothing else over North Georgia. We have these showers well down to the south. These showers are in association with the front that came through that brought us the drier air today. That's going to start moving back to the north, and then we also have another front up in Tennessee that's going to move to the south, and that's going to bring us more moisture too with higher rain chances. Take a live look out there right now. This is our airport tower cam. Earlier we were seeing a pretty good bit of lightning with this, or from this camera in the sky there from the distance, but it is showing signs of settling down a little bit there too. Here's another tower cam. This is from Coweta County in Noonan as we're looking toward the north, where you can see the wind blowing a little bit there with the flags. We were seeing some lightning in the distance there too, but again, not as much of that as we were seeing just a little bit earlier. Tomorrow on the Wizometer, only a 6. That's our scale from 1 to 11, where 11 is a perfect day. 89 for a high. Scattered showers are going to be developing, especially in the afternoon and evening as that moisture returns to our area. Got the dry start tomorrow morning. Lunchtime still dry, but then in the afternoon, that's where we're going to see those scattered showers, some of those lingering into the evening hours, and some of those could have some heavy rain in association with them too. Rain chance is going to be at 40%. Then we go up to a 60% chance for showers on Thursday and Friday. High temperatures in the mid-80s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Rain chance Saturday comes down to 50%, and then lower rain chances Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, with about a 30% chance for showers, and temperatures starting to creep back up into the upper 80s. Take a look at your weather wow moment. This is from Bill Honea in Meriwether County. That's down on the south side of a beautiful sunset from yesterday. With the beautiful colors there as that was mixing in with some of the clouds. Bill always sends great pictures on our 11Alive Storm Trackers group. You can be a part of that group. Just search 11Alive Storm Trackers on Facebook. Ask to become a member of that closed group. We'll approve you. You can see what other people are posting from their community and post your own pictures, video, and weather information from your area too.
Teachers and students are getting creative and having some fun when it comes to virtual learning, how they're adapting to the new normal.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today. Bitmoji classrooms are the latest craze among teachers all across the country, instructing their students virtually. 11Alive's Brittany Klein-Peter talked with a teacher in DeKalb County who launched her virtual classroom yesterday and gives us a closer look.
So I have lots of rooms with lots of things. So depending on the subject, I sort of have one for every day of the week. Usually lots of plants and dogs.
In this new era of digital learning, teachers are now using the time they'd formerly put into making bulletin boards and hanging posters into designing avatars for their virtual classrooms.
During the summer, when I just knew I had to learn some new online stuff, and it was sort of a distraction of like, well, I don't have to lesson plan, but I could learn how to do this.
DeKalb County teacher Tiffany Lester is one of a host of teachers creating interactive online classrooms to engage younger students. Lester teaches 5th grade at DeKalb Path Academy. She says she has been working through the summer to create her virtual classroom, complete with a cartoon version of herself and her dog.
He's a registered therapy dog and normally comes to school with me anyways. So he's sort of made it into every class.
Lester says that she sees a lot of benefits from the technology, including an unlimited budget.
Teachers are used to a budget that's like this big all the time, and now you have zero budget and you can get anything you want.
The DeKalb County teacher is a part of a Facebook group with hundreds of thousands of teachers from across the country that share ways to create a virtual classroom that caters to diversity and children with disabilities. Lester says she's taken these tips to heart in the creation of her classroom.
But just because you have the freedom to like do whatever you want in there, you still need to actually be thinking about the kids and not just decorating willy-nilly.
These educational fantasy lands are just one way that teachers across the country are really trying to keep their remote students engaged. Lester tells me that tomorrow she's going to host a Zoom meeting with her dog to introduce her entire 5th grade class to him. She's going to share stories about his training as well as how he became a therapy animal.
All right, really having to stretch your creative muscles these days to make it all work. Yep. Time for me to head out, Jeff, to get ready for Up Late. Coming up at 11 on 11Alive. I'll see you there.
Very good. We'll look for you, Aisha. Thank you. Here's what's coming up on the Big 36, where news is king. An Atlanta man dies while in police custody while pleading with people nearby. Our Reveal investigators have uncovered new evidence that his death could have been prevented.
Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
A man begging for his life, saying he cannot breathe. Video you will only see on the 11Alive stations. And it shows an Atlanta man just hours before he died, while in police custody with nurses nearby, just standing. Instead of taking him to the hospital, the Cobb County Detention Center put him in a padded room, and it is there he died. The medical examiner ruled his death natural. Reveal investigator Andy Parati uncovered evidence showing the man's death could have been prevented. We do want to warn you that this is very difficult to watch.
Infirmary vet speaking, may I help you?
We have a guy named Wingo Cavell. He has been throwing up for a while now, since we came on shift.
You've seen it?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen him throwing up.
From the moment he stepped inside the Cobb County Jail, nearly everyone thought Cavell Wingo was sick. Everyone, that is, except those who needed to believe him the most.
I'm sending you one down. He's on the way. He's like laying on the floor screaming. He's sweating. He said he's got abdominal pain. He can't fake this.
Video recorded inside the jail in September 2019 has no sound, but interviews conducted by investigators with deputies and nursing staff paint a picture of what happened the night Wingo died.
He was asking for help. He was standing at the glass, repeatedly asking for help, and he could not breathe. And he had actually fell backwards onto the floor and had crawled to the window and was asking again, begging for help, and he could not breathe.
When he yelled at me, or he was yelling in the subway, he said, "I need to go to the hospital. I can't breathe." I talked to him for a minute, and I was like, "But if you're hollering, you are breathing."
So once he banged on the door, he fell back, because I'm assuming he couldn't breathe. I saw him fall back.
It started just before midnight on September 28th, when a deputy transferred Wingo to the infirmary after complaining of severe abdominal pain caused by an ulcer. Wingo was in custody for drug possession.
He was saying, "I'm not going to make it. I'm finna fall out the wheelchair.
And I was kind of like, telling him like, no, you're going to be all right, we're almost there.
Records show for more than 7 hours, the 36-year-old father of 3 repeatedly begged to be sent to the hospital. Jail video shows him collapsing in his cell at least 5 times. A charge nurse named Annalene Visser said she believed Wingo was detoxing and only wanted to go to the hospital because he was drug seeking. She refused to take his vitals or allow anyone else to do it.
Me and the secretary, Tiana Bose, asked the charge nurse, Annalene, hey, he's asking for help, can we help?
Yeah.
She said no.
The charge nurse then requested deputies send Wingo to a padded isolation room. After growing tired of hearing him complain, he was slowly dying.
Hi, do you have a pad open? I got an idiot over here playing games. He's trying to get to the hospital, so he's just playing around.
When a deputy opens his cell, Wingo collapses to the floor. It takes a deputy 9 minutes to pick him up. When he's put inside the padded room, they strip him of his clothes, leave 2 cups of water inside, and close the door. Jail policy requires staff to look inside isolation rooms every 15 minutes.
Did you look in the cell door?
Yes.
Did you look in the window?
Yes.
But the jail video shows that's not what happened. When it's time to check on Wingo, the deputy never looks inside 2 different times. A short time later, Wingo is found cold to the touch, not breathing, dead at 9:51 in the morning. Tiffany Wingo is Cavell's sister.
At the end of the day, I feel like he shouldn't have died like that. Like, he died alone. He died in the room screaming for help, and he asking y'all for help. And then at the end, y'all tried to give him help, and which it was too late.
Kiara is Wingo's daughter.
How could so many people sit around and just watch somebody suffer like that and not help?
The charge nurse claims she never heard staff say Wingo couldn't breathe, and she didn't check his vitals because he was rowdy.
Explain rowdy. He was loud, he was, I don't know what he was saying. He was just disruptive.
Timothy Gardner is the family's attorney.
He wasn't loud, he wasn't disruptive, he was in pain. She also claims that he was fighting other inmates. He wasn't fighting other inmates, he was fighting for his life. And she chose to even observe that.
Not even sheriff investigators believe the charge nurse.
You said that if somebody's acting out, you don't take their vitals. We've seen the video, and I've yet to see him throughout the video acting out at all.
This past June, the sheriff's department concluded its investigation, finding no crime committed or jail policy violated. The medical examiner ruled his death natural, caused by a perforated gastric ulcer. No drugs found in his system.
At the end of the day, they just didn't care. There was nothing he could have done to make them care. It's who they are. It's criminal, quite honestly. If you're entrusted to care for someone, just like if you had to care for an elderly parent or a child, and you failed to care for that person when they were telling you they were sick, and then you chose to put that person in a corner in a closet and ignore their cries for help despite the clear signs that these people were in distress, and they died, then you're going to be held accountable. That's a crime. And their behavior makes you question not only their responsibilities as nurses and sworn officers, but as human beings.
The investigation into Wingo's death and the detention center continues tonight. Reveal investigator Andy Parati will dig into the history of complaints about that facility. And a jail nursing expert weighs in on what she believes the nurses did wrong.
This man is a walking time bomb, and they put him in a cell and left him there. That's pretty disturbing. I mean, you watch that video, and it's the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
You will hear more tonight on at 11 o'clock on Up Late. The city where the DNC was supposed to occur, Milwaukee, still a central part of the party's plan to flip Wisconsin back to blue. NBC's Garrett Hake spoke to voters there.
Watching Kamala Harris make history last week beside Joe Biden led Milwaukee grandmother Denise Calloway to take her own big first step, volunteering for a campaign for the first time ever.
That pick really put something on your heart.
Oh my gosh, in a way I didn't really expect. I mean, if I'm being honest, when I saw her walk out with him, I teared up, I cried. It is a moment in history that I don't know that I expected to see.
It's African-American voters like Callaway who've helped Democrats win Wisconsin year after presidential year, from 1988 until Donald Trump won the state by less than 1 percentage point in 2016. Black turnout in Milwaukee County that year shrank 19%. Small business owner Terrence Collins voted for Barack Obama twice, then stayed home in 2016.
To me, it was like picking evil against evil. It was kind of like, so it was like, I'm going to kind of sit this one out because I really didn't like neither one. But now, looking back, I wish I would have voted for Hillary.
27-year-old Tempest Booker has never cast a ballot for president.
Are you more engaged this time? Are you paying?
Absolutely, I am. I feel like my vote counts because the police brutality with our black men, something needs to be done because I have boys.
The fight for equality and against police violence came up again and again in our conversations with voters here.
Everybody's woke now. Everybody gets to see what we've endured or we've been going through for so many years. And being part of the solution is getting out and voicing your opinion and getting your vote out there.
Terrell Martin has been a Democratic activist since the 1980s.
How does Joe Biden take that energy and use it to help get elected?
We have all those issues in the city of Milwaukee, unemployment. So he has to address those issues that the young people are looking for in order to be elected.
Callaway told me that the Harris pick is evidence Biden is listening and will address those issues, and she intends to help him get the chance.
It's very important that as African American women, we mobilize. Because there's one thing that African American women have learned about when someone is the first. And that is that we all need to rally around that person who's the first so we can make sure there's a second and a third.
The coronavirus has changed the way many families prepare to go back to school. Even though many students are staying home, parents are spending just as much as they did last year for school supplies. Jerry Carnes connects COVID-19 to back-to-school spending.
Spending for school isn't coming to an end just because many children won't start in a traditional classroom, but it appears parents are changing their spending habits. Here's the connection between COVID-19 and back-to-school spending. The accounting firm Deloitte conducted a back-to-school survey and found that generally parents plan to spend as much as they did last year. That's an average of about $529 a student here in the United States. Spending on clothing will drop about 17% according to the survey. Instead of clothes, families plan to invest in technology. More than half of the parents surveyed plan to increase their spending on tools for virtual learning. Families with elementary, middle, and high school children plan to spend 28% more on computers, tablets, and smartphones. They also plan to spend as much as $46 a child on items like sanitizers and wipes.
Help could be on the way for a woman who lost her husband to COVID-19 and has been struggling to collect unemployment over the last 20 years. We introduced you to Tony Sapuenza yesterday, and she struggled to get answers from the Georgia Department of Labor. She lost her job earlier this spring while her husband was in the hospital. He died, and for months now, Tony has been trying to fix errors in her initial unemployment claim.
You don't even have time to grieve. You're worried about how are you going to pay your bills. You know, there's everything at once.
Well, some good news today. The Department of Labor reached back out to us to let us know it's working with Tony to correct the mistakes so that her payments can be released. We've heard from so many of you with stories similar to this. If you're having a hard time getting answers, reach out to us at Where ATL Speaks at 11alive.com. Several claims circulating online after night one of the DNC. We'll look at two that stood out to verify the facts. Chris?
The chances are going up that these two systems in the tropical Atlantic, this one in the Caribbean and this one in the Central Atlantic, will be developing into a tropical depression or a tropical storm soon. Stay with us. We'll take a look at the spaghetti model plots and give you an idea of where these could be headed.
Braves trying to make it 4 in a row. Freddie Freeman going long tonight. Was it enough to beat the world champion Nationals? Highlights coming up next.
On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live.
Our Verify team hard at work fact-checking some of the biggest claims from night one of the DNC. Here are two big claims we want to verify, starting with a claim from host and actress Eva Longoria about the U.S. Postal Service.
Social Security beneficiaries count on the post office to get their checks.
So here is the claim. It is true. Data from the Social Security Administration showing out of 64 million payments made each month, nearly 550,000 are those of paper checks that are in the mail. That's about 1% of total payments. So we move on to a claim from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
Joe supports raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. This will give 40 million workers a pay raise.
Joe Biden does want to raise the minimum wage. It is on his campaign website. Senator Sanders is citing one report when he mentions giving 40 million workers a pay raise. The report from the Economic Policy Institute says raising the minimum wage would give more than 28 million people a direct raise. And 11.6 million people would see what's called a spillover effect. So this is verified. Our Verify team spent all night fact-checking claims. You can find the rest in our article on 11alive.com.
We told you earlier about that severe thunderstorm that was south and west of the city, and that warning was set to expire at 10:30. Well, they actually canceled it around just after 10:20 because it really started showing signs of weakening. This is all that's left of that right now. You can see that's right at the southern parts of Fulton County, about to move into the northern parts of Fayette County. It still has some heavy rain with it and just a couple of lightning strikes, but it's nothing like what it was earlier. It came out of Cobb, right there on the Douglas and Fulton County line. It really started ramping up here, south and west, on the west side of the perimeter and in the southwestern parts of Fulton County, with thunder, lightning, heavy rain, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and some small hail. Now we just have 2 lightning strikes with it, and this is all that's left of it. Just that little bit of heavy rain right there at 85 south of Fairburn, and it's moving down toward Rivers Road, about to cross over the line into northern parts of Fayette County, but it's a lot weaker than it was earlier. That's all that we have going on around Metro Atlanta right now, and really this was just one lone shower that developed, but it turned strong on us. Now, we also have that rain down in southeast Georgia. This moisture is going to start moving back up to the north, and then we also have a system up in Tennessee with another frontal boundary. That's going to move closer to us tomorrow. So we're going to see moisture increasing from the south as well as from the north, and it's not only going to give us more humidity around, but it's also going to increase our rain chances as well for the afternoon. Here's another look at those 2 systems in the Caribbean. This one here is in the Caribbean, and it is a potential tropical system that has about a 40% chance of development over the next 2 days, 80% chance over the next 5 days. The development zone here would be moving through the Caribbean and maybe approaching the Yucatan Peninsula later on in the week or closer to the weekend. Here is the other storm that we're watching right out here. This one has higher chances of development, a 90% chance of developing over the next 2 days, and also a 90% chance over the next 5 days. This is the development zone. We're really going to have to watch these areas here on the northern parts of the islands. In fact, here's a look at the spaghetti models. Let's look at this one first. Taking this by Friday, closer to the Yucatan Peninsula. This one is nearing the islands here, potentially by Friday as well. We don't know exactly where it's going to go. So I want folks in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands really be keeping a close eye on this. And then as we go through the weekend, this one goes over the Yucatan, maybe into the Gulf of Mexico, and the models start diverging a lot on this as we go into the weekend, but we'll keep an eye on this nearing the Bahamas. Some models take this to the Gulf, some models curve it away, and some models actually have it falling apart. So again, we don't know exactly what it's going to do. We still have a lot of time to figure that out as it gets closer to us. 40% chance for showers tomorrow, 60% chance Thursday and Friday with highs in the mid-80s. Mid-80s again on Saturday, but rain chances down to 50%, and then just a 30% chance for showers Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as those high temperatures creep back up to the upper 80s.
Sports, Nick Markakis has been playing well for the Braves, but now he's on the injured list. The team says Markakis was potentially exposed to COVID-19. He has tested negative for the virus so far. The Braves called up big-time prospect Christian Pash to replace Markakis. Braves now going for 4 in a row tonight, hosting the Nats again. They look good for a while. Freddie Freeman to the track, to the wall. It's gone. His 4th of the year. Braves would go up 5-2. But the Nationals came firing right back, scoring 6 runs off the Braves bullpen. And right now, the defending World Series champions lead the Braves 8-5. They are in the 9th inning. This will be a college football season unlike any other that we have ever seen. UGA getting ready to play a 10-game all-SEC schedule, and the players want to make sure the season happens. They are paying attention to the COVID-19 guidelines.
The leadership group been trying to preach to the team, definitely to make sure everyone wear their masks at all times. Every time you leave the building, everywhere you go, just keep that mask on for your protection, not just for you, for the people around you.
Today was the first day of full pads for the Falcons. Running back Todd Gurley among those who got the day off today. Some of the Falcons were looking forward to getting out there, and here's Alex Glaze with more from Flowery Branch.
Today was the first day of full pads for the Falcons, and Dan Quinn said it's also the beginning of an important 3-day stretch for his team. Now, the Falcons have done plenty of virtual learning over the past couple of weeks. Now it's time to apply that learning on the field. Quinn said these padded days are important for the linemen, especially rookies like Marlon Davidson.
He's been in pads in like 282 days, I want to say, somewhere around that. You know, it's been a very long time. So when you put them pads on, you know, people start to come out the woodworks and be like, you know, hey, it's time to go now.
Davidson was drafted in the second round, and one thing was apparent to Quinn as soon as he met Davidson. The guy loves some football.
It shows in his play, and from the scouts who went to practice, it shows in the way he practiced, and then being around him and hear him talk about different techniques or things he's been involved with. It just came across so strong and clear about how much he loved to compete.
Davidson will play multiple spots on the defensive line this year, and with this being such an unusual offseason, he's leaning on a couple of veterans to keep him sharp.
Grady Jarrett, Tyler Davidson, John Kaminsky, Deidre Sinai, Alan Bailey, Chris, Charles Harris. You got Dante Fowler, you got the Tat McKinleys. I'm leaning on everybody. I need to know something different from everybody. They need to tell me something. I need help. You know what I mean? How I can be great, I'll take it.
The NBA draft lottery takes place on Thursday as the Hawks hope for some luck to get the first pick overall. Hawks owner Jamie Gertz, the former actress, will represent the team and married, of course, to Tony Ressler. She says she will continue her tradition of wearing a red ribbon for luck as well as her usual dessert choice.
And I'm going to be eating chocolate cake, which is my favorite cake. So I figure, why not satiate the appetite while also warding off the evil spirits?
Evil spirits in Atlanta sports. We know about that, don't we? We'll take a break. We're back right after this.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during Primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered
Rain chances going up over the next few days. We have a 40% chance for showers Wednesday, 60% chance Thursday and Friday, with high temperatures going down to the mid-80s Thursday and Friday and also Saturday. Rain chance comes down a little bit Saturday to 50%, and then a 30% chance for showers Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. as high temperatures with those lower rain chances move back up into the upper 80s. So just know we had the break in the rain out there today. Drier air was in place. I know we had that one shower on the southwest side just a little while ago. That's weakening, but now moisture is coming back as we go through Wednesday, the end of the week, and the weekend as well. But at least the rain chances coming down just a little bit into next week. And the temperatures mid 80s when we have the higher rain chances, and then when the rain chances go down, that's when the temperatures are back up to the upper 80s.
All right, Chris, that's it for us. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it tonight. We will be here tomorrow, and of course, you can check in all the time at 11alive.com for the very latest in news. Switch over to 11 Alive right now for Primetime for Up Late.
Responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.